Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a vlog of my first day ever online teaching. I mean, I've done online teaching, but this is my first time actually like doing live lessons on Google Meet. So last year for specials areas, we just like pushed out weekly lessons that the kids could do on their own time. But this is the first time I'm actually doing like live lessons. So I am so nervous, but I'm also really excited to actually get to interact with the kids. I missed that so much last quarter. So, oh, I'm so nervous, but I'm also very excited. I just keep telling myself every time I say nervous, I'm like, no, I'm excited. But anyways, I need to make sure that I have everything ready. And I'm just going to kind of double check. I have 3 classes this morning, a 6th grade class, a 5th grade class, and a 4th grade class. And then I'll probably check in with you guys at lunch and let you know like what I did with them and how did it go. Okay, I'm gonna go, bye. Okay guys, so let's go ahead and get started. So welcome to music. I know that for a lot of you guys that you've had me, so you know a little bit about me, but just in case, I think there might be 1 or 2 new friends to me at least. Just want to tell you a little bit about myself. My name is Miss Johnson. Awesome, we got some more people rolling in. I really love musicals, like a lot. Make sure I make it really clear if it's a live lesson or if it's a recorded lesson. And so I'll make a little calendar for you guys to help you out. How will we make music? We're gonna do a lot of the same things. It's gonna be us by ourselves dancing in our living room, or me by myself in my classroom dancing in front of a screen. But you know, we're gonna do a lot of the same things that we normally do, like sing and body percussion and listen and connect, technology. We're gonna move. Something to think about, if you guys have headphones, that's totally fine. We're gonna have some times where we're gonna be moving and you don't wanna be like dragging your headphones or like pull your headphones out of your computer. So there might be a chance later on you just need to be careful and mindful if we're moving around that you're not, you know, pulling your headphones out of your computer. All right, music class, virtual meeting expectations. So I made a little saying for you. So it says music, it's a little poem here. Mute yourself. U, unmute when called on. S, stay on schedule. I, involve yourself. And C, camera on please if you can. I know sometimes you might have to have your camera off, but I really do love seeing your beautiful faces, and it helps me know if you're understanding it. If I see your face and you're like, huh? Like, then I know that I need to go back, okay? Thanks, yeah. And I understand if there's a time that you need to take off your camera for a moment, that's totally fine. But if you could try and have it on. All right, guys, we're gonna play a game. So make sure you can stand up or sit down. So here is the game. I'm gonna read 2 music statements. One, if you agree with the top one, the one in this like purplish pink or purplish blue, you're gonna stand up. If you disagree with it and you agree with the one at the bottom, you sit down, okay? So it's called stand up, sit down. All right, here we go. So stand up if you listen to music while you work. Sit down if you listen, but you don't listen to music. You like silence when you work. Let me see some preferences. Okay, we got about half and half. Interesting. Okay. Stand up if you, so stay standing if you like hip hop music. Sit down if you like rock music. Interesting. Yeah, we're so far we're like half and half on our preferences. Okay. Stand up if you like to sing. Sit down if you like to play instruments. Ah, goodness, I love it. We love that we're getting like half and half of people saying what they like. I am going to go ahead and stop our lesson for today. Like I said, it's a little bit shorter. So when you guys go in, a lot of you have already done the assignment, which is great, but I'm gonna put in another one on Thursday where it's gonna be a recorded like lesson. So it'll be me on video walking you through a lesson. And then next week is when we'll have another live meeting, and I'll make sure I put a schedule in there for you guys so you know when it's going to be. Okay? All right, guys, I will see you later. Let me know if you have any questions. You can always message me. Bye. See you guys. Okay, I did it. It was especially my first one was a little rough, but my last 2 were pretty good. I got the hang of it. yeah, it's just gonna be a learning curve. There is so much to think about. But overall, I'm pretty happy with how that went. Now I just have 2 classes in the afternoon that I'm going live for with the younger kiddos. So it was kind of nice having the older kids because a lot of them knew how to mute themselves. Did not have any problems with muting or anything like that. So that was really good. It is just hard to like get used to when you share your screen on Google Meet that you can't see all of the kids at a time. Like you can see most of them, but there's still a few that you can't see. So that's definitely going to be a learning curve for me because I am such a slides person. Like I have to have slides to keep myself on track, or my memory is just horrible. Like I'll totally forget what we even had planned. I need visuals. So having to I really lean into sharing slides and things like that. So if I'm sharing my screen all the time, it's really hard to see everybody all the time. So I'm just going to have to work on with that, or maybe this will be just a growing experience for me, just not doing as much on slides. We'll see though. We'll see. I really function very well with those. Okay, so what I did with my 4th, 5th, and 6th graders this morning, I did a little bit of expectations. I talked about myself a little bit. I played a game called Stand Up, Sit Down. It was 2 musical statements. Like I like to listen to music when I work. I like to work in silence. And so if they agreed with one, they might have to stand up or sit down. My my 6th graders were not playing. They were like, they just sat down. For first I was like, wow, everyone like really likes to just, the sit down option is, they really like it if they agree with that statement. And then after a while I was like, you guys just don't want to stand up, do you? And so they were like a little sleepy. They were my first class. So that, I mean, it's okay. It's okay. It's our very first one. But my 4th and 5th graders were really down to play. They were standing up and sitting down all over the place, and it was cool seeing their preferences. And I had a little better handle of how I could see them a little bit better with the grid view by then. And then pretty much I just had this little musical me worksheet that I had them do. It just talked about like their preferences in music. And so I'm going to have them fill that out, and I've already gotten some back. And so it's really cool just to like kind of get a running list of like bands that they listen to, singers that they listen to. You know, a lot, it seems like with the older kids, a lot of them like instruments more than singing, which is pretty typical. I feel like a lot of them get like embarrassment wrapped up in singing. So it's really interesting. I just like to get a little bit of an idea so I can, you know, plan my lessons a lot better with their preferences and kind of what they want me to know. And then yeah, that was pretty much it. So I'm gonna actually show you visually what that looks like with my slides, and then I think I'm gonna go to lunch and then get prepped for my last 2 lessons of the day. So first of all, this is kind of my setup. I have this really tall table that used to be over in the corner over there, which I dragged it over here, and I kind of have this like standing desk. So that's kind of my like hub where I'm putting everything. I do have my laptop just in case like I want to be able to look at something, but then have all the kids in grid view over here. And then yeah, this is kind of my setup. I do think these are really important. This is a freebie off of Teacher Pay Teachers that I found. If you use Google Meet, they're actually like the Google Meet icon. So you can help the kids with like, you know, especially this one. I feel like I'm going to be using this one a lot, like, hey, you need to mute. So that's been really helpful. Here is the presentation that I use. So as kids were coming in, I just played this Sunday Best. It is a TikTok song actually that I learned off of TikTok, but it has a really good message and it's clean. So I had them listen to that, and then I made sure like don't forget to have your camera on and mute. And then after that we went through some expectations. So I told them a little bit about myself. When are we having music? What are we going to be doing? I made a little acronym for music: mute yourself, unmute when called on, stay on schedule, involve yourself, and camera on please. I talked about, you know, it's okay every once in a while to not have your camera on if you need to, but I need to see your beautiful faces, so it helps me stay on track for our lesson. And then here's the Stand Up Sit Down. This is by Music Plus Coffee on Teacher Pay Teachers. And so I just had like I would read this off and say, stand up if you listen to music while you do work, sit down if you know, do work in silence. And so they would just stand up or sit down based off of what they agreed with. So that is what I did with 4th, 5th, 6th. It was like 10-15 minutes today. And then after I had them fill out, let me show you guys. So after I had them fill out this, so I said, okay guys, and I like walked them through how to do it. Now I want you to do this worksheet, and it's just little post-it notes, and they can just double click, and there's a text box. They can write their favorites, so like, what's your favorite instrument? I like a music when ... My favorite singer or band is, what's your favorite song? What do you prefer, singing or instruments? And then I would like my teacher to know. So I'm gonna be going through those, and again, making a running list of things that they like, so I can kind of build some lessons around that. I think the only other thing that kind of loose ends is that I need to make a calendar. I have in my brain, like, I know I'm gonna do every other lesson live versus recorded, but I did have some low attendance in one class because they thought that I was going to just post something, or I post this Musical.ly Me worksheet and they thought that was it for music. They were just supposed to do that assignment, so a lot of them weren't there. So I think I am gonna make a calendar for each class and just tell them like live versus recorded, just so they have an idea, even though it literally is just gonna be live, recorded, live, recorded, live, recorded. But I'm just gonna do that just so they get that mind frame of, you know, do they need to be here or can they do it on their own time? And so they just don't get faked out if I do have a little assignment that goes along with a live lesson. So yeah, there was one class that was pretty low, but they did start trickling in when they realized it. But yeah, it was a little bit hard at first. They were like, what? I thought that Musical.ly Me was our lesson today, and they didn't realize that it was going to be a live lesson too. So I'm gonna head to lunch. I am gonna let you guys know, probably I'll check in at the end of the day and let you know how first grade and third grade went and what I do with them and just anything else I learned, because you know, this whole thing is a learning experience. I already forgot to like record one of my classes, so I made a giant post-it note, so if they can't make it, you know, I need to record the lesson even if it's live, and I already forgot one class to do that. So yeah, there's a lot going on in the brain, but just giving myself grace. You guys, I survived. Oh my goodness. What a day. I'm glad it's over, but it actually went really well. I would say there was like 1 or 2 classes that I was like, I need to rethink this, but for the most part it went really well. And my first and third graders this afternoon were just adorable. I did a lot of like movement stuff with them and just like playing some really fun upbeat music, and their smiles and like stuff, it was really, really cute. So I want to show you what I did with them and just like a few things that I learned from this afternoon, and then I am heading home. Okay, so I shamelessly copied a YouTube video from Mr. S's Orff classroom, I think. He did this really cute song called Razzmatazma. I just incorporated the audio into here, and it's a really cute song. Again, I did expectations and all of that good stuff, but I kept it pretty quick with them. And then I did a little dance party. I have some music. Again, his YouTube videos are just really cute, and it's just one of his little dance parties. It's like a minute. And then I also did some emojis, so they have to like say the emoji in a certain way, so they have to say in like in a lovey-dovey like emotion, and the angry emotion. So I'd be like, say it after me, love, love, angry, love, right? So I'm saying it in the emotion. So we went through some of those. Smiley, sad, smiley, sad. So they have fun with that. That's what I did. It was about 20 minutes long. I'm going to try and work my way back up to a half an hour, but for the first time, 15 to 20 minutes seemed to be where my lessons were kind of at. With my third graders, I did literally the exact same thing, except for that I did do half note, eighth notes, and core notes. I realized that half note, I was like, why don't they know half note? And then I started to realize like I think they might have missed it in the 3rd/4th quarter that we were supposed to, you know, be learning it. So I had a realization as I was starting to teach it and seeing confused faces that half note we maybe didn't get to. I also noticed, I don't know, this might be a fluke thing and I'm gonna have to ask more classes, but I realized that they could not see my mouse when I was sharing my screen. And so I was trying to track the rhythm for them, and they had a really hard time reading it, I think because I wasn't tracking. So I'm gonna have to double check tomorrow with some other classes if that was just like a fluke and maybe like they can see my mouse, but they said that they could not see it, and so it was hard to like track it for them. Another thing that I found really helpful was having these signs. So like, I'd be like, okay, make sure your, you know, microphone looks like this. Or if a kid wanted to say something, oh my goodness, my first graders were so good at doing the microphone and mute and unmute. So I think I've really reaped the rewards of them being with their teachers for like 3 days before they came to music, because they were on it. And then also this one really helped. And then I did have a student, a younger student, that didn't realize that she did not end the call. She just like walked away. And so I had to be like, come back, make sure you click this. So this was really clutch. That helped me out a lot. Finally, what I think will help my students in the future is I am doing like a combination, like I said, of live and recorded lessons. So I made a little like specials calendar, music calendar for them. So it has their time, and then if it's live or recorded, the actual days. Because we're not in school, like I feel like it's going to be harder for them to just like know, oh, it's day 5 or it's day 2. So having the actual dates there hopefully will help with kids, you know, remembering it's their music time. And then kind of the last thing that I realized today is a lot of my students are wearing headphones, or like, you know, their parents are off working in the background and they're wearing headphones. And so I have a lot of movement, which is great, but I had like a turning move in my dance party, and I realized like a lot of kids that are wearing headphones are gonna like get wrapped up in their cord or have to like pull it out by accident out of the computer. So I just have to be mindful of like what type of movement I'm doing, because there's so many kids that are wearing headphones because of course like probably their parents are working in the background. So I just have to be careful of that. But yeah, so that was my very first day. Actually, a pretty solid day, pretty good. Like I said, there's like 1 or 2 classes I was like, okay, I need to rethink this. But other than that, it was my 1st and 3rd graders just like, warmed my heart, made my day. My 4th graders also, just like anything, any music that I like played, they were just like, yeah, they were like into it. And their little sweet face, it was just really cute and rewarding. And that's just like what you love, and the joy of music, right? All right. Before I nerd out anymore, I'm gonna go ahead and go home. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you would like to see more vlogs about this crazy time of virtual teaching and being a music teacher, make sure to subscribe if you haven't already so you can catch more videos in the future. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.